Good afternoon, everybody. MVP talk. Oh, it's stirring. A lot of people have different opinions on who should win MVP. I had friends saying Kevin Durant should win it, best player of the best team. How can you argue? I have people saying James Harden should win it, which is clearly true. I have people, it's true. But anyway, I have people who think LeBron should win it, which, I mean, you can't really knock it, even though they had a terrible season by his standards. I mean, they won 50 games. Yeah, you're right.
How many teams in the NBA won 50 games this year, Rob?
I think 4 or 5.
Six. He was one of them, but by himself.
In the East.
Yeah.
So Kevin loves nobody?
Not anymore.
So he's being disrespectful on television. But anyway, so James Harden, MVP, clearly. So why is he the MVP? Best player on the best team. I don't think, were they the 1 seed? They were the 1 seed. Yeah, the Warriors weren't. So best player on the best team, which is really what the definition of the award is. And I believe when him and Chris Paul and Capella played, they were like 40-3. 50-3? Yeah, 50-3, some amazing record. So, I mean, if Chris Paul doesn't go down in game 5, they'll beat the Warriors. They'll probably be NBA champions right now. I don't do what ifs, because it's not the right thing to do, but that's a serious what if. Yeah. I mean, they were holding the Warriors to 85 points a game, back-to-back games. Yeah. At home or on the road. So, I clearly think they were the best team this year. I think they were the most complete team this year. I'm not really a statistical person, but if we're going to do stats, because my good friend here loves stats, he was a 30-point-per-game scorer. I think he won the scoring title. So you won the scoring title as the 1 seed. That almost never happens. I think the only person that really did that was Jordan. So you won the scoring title as the 1 seed in the West, the tougher conference by most people's opinion. Averaged 9 assists playing with Chris Paul. You averaged 9 assists playing with an all-time great point guard. So, I mean, he's coming off a season before where he averaged like 11 assists while scoring 30 points per game. So I think he's the most complete offensive player in the NBA outside of probably Kevin Durant. Maybe even better because Kevin Durant can't pass and dribble as well as James Harden. Yeah. So I think he's MVP. He played probably 74, 75 games. I mean, he'll probably throw in that LeBron played all 82, which is fine. He had to. His team wasn't as good. I'm not knocking LeBron. LeBron's, like I say all the time, on the Mount Rushmore NBA history, the best player I've ever seen besides Kobe Bryant. But yeah, I think James Harden MVP.
My opinion is not really to knock James Harden. My opinion is more just to reward LeBron for what he's done for his team and his conference at this point, because he's won 8 straight conference titles. So obviously that sort of just belongs to him at this point. There's always a lot of argument on national sports talk shows about, is the MVP most valuable player to their team, or is it best player on the best team? They typically reward it for best player on best team, which...
Except last year when Westbrook got triple-double. But every other year...
Correct. Which he got triple-double again this year, and he's not even in the conversation. So...
Which is crazy.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why it was good last year, not good this year. But,
and I feel like if he won it last year, he should win it this year.
They had a better team.
That's the only reason you gave it to him.
Right. Either way...
I think James Harden should have won it last year.
Yeah.
I think he should be back-to-back MVP, honestly.
I would have been more okay with that one than this one. And the only reason I have nothing negative to say about James Harden, I think as a scorer, he is obviously the best in the league. There may be other people as good as him, but there's no one that he's worse than. He's as good of a scorer as Durant. He's as good of a scorer as Steph Curry. He has really no flaws on the offensive end. My argument is more the other side, the most valuable player, the person who, if you took that one person off of a team, what would they be? The Rockets with Chris Paul and no Kevin Durant, no James Harden, are probably a 6 seed, maybe a 7 seed. D'Antoni always gets them to score points. They had a good defense already. Harden's not the best defender, so that wouldn't really hurt there. So they would still float without him. I would probably say that. I mean, they were the 2nd seed last year without Chris Paul, so they're obviously a good team no matter what. You take LeBron James off the Cavs, and I've said this a few times, I think they maybe win 17 games, maybe 20. I think even when Kyrie was there over 3 years, they won 2 games. When LeBron didn't play. Last year they were 0-9.
I think Kyrie's record without LeBron was like 1-12.
It was something awful. I mean, it was terrible. Even when him and Kevin Love played, they couldn't beat lottery teams. I mean, it was bad. And again, it's a team sport. There's coaching involved there. There's play calling involved there. There's a lot of things that go into it. You have LeBron James. You build your team around him. If you take him out, the whole center of the universe, it's like taking the sun out of the galaxy. It just doesn't work anymore. But that's sort of where I go with that. You know, he's probably worth 30 wins this year to the Cavs, not even counting the playoffs. Harden, I think they have this thing on here. Basketball Reference lists something called win shares, essentially what you gave to your team, how many more games they won because you played instead of a replacement level player. Harden was at 15. Let's see where LeBron was. 14. So very, very close, very similar. And again, this wasn't a shot on James Harden. That's just one statistic, but
it's just one statistic.
Again, I'm not arguing.
Let's do a other bigger statistic. PER.
It is.
PER is higher.
I believe it was Harden, actually. Yeah.
So
yeah.
PER, higher PER, more win shares, more wins, more points per game, more assists per game.
Yeah.
On a better team. Should beat the team that you got swept by. What other statistic do I need to throw out? Or point do I need to prove that James Harden deserves MVP? I'm not saying he's the better player, the best player in the league. That's Kevin Durant as of this point. But James Harden deserves MVP this year.
Again, I wouldn't be upset if James Harden is the MVP. My point was more the Rockets without him are a better team than the Cavs without LeBron.
Not according to your win share stat that you love to point out. That you just had to throw in there.
That's true. I didn't have you asked. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. All right. Well, they name it in 5 days. We'll find out for sure. It'll probably be James Harden, but we'll see.
Best player, best team.
Oh, here we go. Take care.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching Rob and Rob. Hit the like button for us. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Anything else that you want us to debate, feel free to comment below. Any new content you want us to talk about, leave comments, talk about it, and please hit that subscribe button. Catch us, we'll be dropping a video once a week.